Hello guys, my name is SVB and I'm back with another episode in the Thought Process series. In this episode, I'm going to be chatting about Zarya with Guru.
Hi guys, my name is Guru. I'm currently a collegiate player, ex-Contenders player, and I'm the best Zarya in the world. That's it. And I am trying to get my YouTube channel going up, and I'm uploading weekly, so if you guys could check it out, that would mean a lot. So Zarya right now, she can be really good, but versus like a good hit scan or a good Widowmaker or a good Pharah, you pretty much have to swaps to shut down the enemy team. So I think it's important when you learn Zarya to also learn D.Va. They're essentially two peas in a pod, right? You have to learn both of them, otherwise, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage.
What Guru is talking about here is that Zarya is great in close-up fights when she can reach her targets, but on maps with strong high ground or when enemy snipers are a threat, Zarya can feel very useless. That's where having D.Va in your locker is a powerful tool, because that's exactly the area she excels at. So what would you say Zarya's role in the team is? Obviously right now I think she fits in two broadly strong metas, which is the Rush, where she's alongside the Reinhardt, and Double Bubble, where she's alongside the Winston. So is there sort of a difference that you have with those playstyles, and what do you say her role is in either of those comps?
I think the ball Zarya and the monkey Zarya comps, they kind of play similarly, where you're just you're kind of playing with your backline, pushing up when you see opportunities to, kind of helping out your monkey every single time you get a chance. But the difference is in the rush meta, you're kind of, you're sticking on your Ryan unless you see opportunities to flank. Obviously, you can do that in the monkey comp. It's just not going to be as easy.
A question I get asked a lot is, let's say I play Zarya and then I get in a game and my other tank locks Hog. What do I do? Like, am I the main tank now, or how do I change my playstyle? So what advice would you give to someone who asks a question like that?
No, it's crazy. Like, the Hog is still supposed to be the main tank. He leads the way, but you're always giving him bubbles. You're right behind him, and sometimes you just let him do his own thing and you hold down a corner while you watch him flank and you give him bubbles in the meantime. Obviously, there's times where you need to push up. If he doesn't have his vape and he doesn't have your friendly bubble available, then yeah, maybe push up and hold the space as much as possible, but obviously you can't always do that when you're running the double flex thing.
So would you say then, to summarize kind of Zarya's role, largely speaking, obviously like we said, there's subtleties to each comp, but largely speaking, you're kind of one step behind your other tank, you're bubbling them, and you're the damage dealer. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's kind of how it's always been for her.
Is there a thing that you think Zarya players frequently do wrong, or you see a lot of Zarya players get wrong?
Yeah, what's nice about Zarya is that it's so obvious what you're doing wrong. You can control teamfight pretty much by saving your bubbles for the right time or pushing up at the right time. But when you do it wrong, you lose. And what's nice is if you VOD review your own gameplay, you have someone else VOD review it, it's pretty obvious. This is how I see it when I play Zarya. I spawn and I have this mini quest. I need to get energy. And we need to get energy while also not losing the next team fight. So you'll often see me do bubble rotations. I'm here, I'm bubbling you for energy. Just give me some. We can engage in 8 seconds because that's how long the cooldown is. We can engage in 8 seconds from now. We'll be fine. I'll go into this next fight. I'm gonna be pumped up. You see owl teams do this, right? You just get their Zarya charged and then wait, and then you go in. And then you have another bubble to enable your teammate or to save them from a dive or whatever.
Yeah, so play around your bubbles is the kind of key there, right? Like play around the timing of your bubbles.
So yeah, it's the timing for sure. Timing. They just see bubbles, they see it's off cooldown and they just press it instantly. So they're like, why did we lose that fight? It's like, you were the reason.
I was going to ask if you have any sort of tips for what is the right or wrong time. One tip I like to give players is basically when you come out of spawn, the first 2 bubbles are free. Like you can kind of be very liberal with the first 2 bubbles, but then after that, you ideally want to get to about 60 at least with those first 2 bubbles, and then you hold once you get 60 plus.
Yeah, I think that's a fair number. I even do 40, right? Because you're going to get, if you're bubbling right in a team fight, in the correct way, then you'll be 100 charge, in a millisecond, So
yeah, don't worry about necessarily, I don't have enough charge at the start of the fight. You'll get it if you get the right bubbles.
Yeah, and the charge will come, if you have the right bubbles, yeah. And also learn how to play without energy. There's times where I'm just okay, I'm low energy, I know what my job is. I need to disrupt as much as possible. I'm trying to just stay alive and be a presence, because Zero energy Zarya, you're not doing much, but you can still support your team. So body blocking, kind of being a meat shield, disrupting people with right clicks like snipers. There's a lot you can do with zero energy.
Yeah, maximize, I guess, every part of your value. Okay, so let's get into the gameplay then.
Yeah.
If you see a Sigma roll out on the enemy side instead of a Zarya, like what does that say in your mind? Are you happy? Are you thinking, oh, I've got to do this differently?
Shoot his face. It's time. He dies. He is so squishy. If you get on top of him, it's over for him.
All right, so a couple of right click assisted jumps out. I believe you have a nice video on right click jumps, so check that out. I'll put it in the video description.
See how I did bubble there? I didn't. Okay, so I had the opportunity to bubble, and I think most people would have done it there. Yeah, if I bubbled right here, I wouldn't have gotten energy. Watch this.
Yeah, because nothing actually really comes the Reinhardt's way. Yeah.
And now this next one, it breaks instantly. If Ace got hit by this, he'd probably die. That's like a voice coordination thing. Like I told him, like I have bubble still. You can do something.
Yeah, so I guess what we're looking at here is wait for the engagement to kind of actually be starting. Okay, cool.
And it enabled him to get small charge, just like one swing off. See how I'm already going for the Sigma.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about this. So you're trying to pressure this guy out, and you feel comfortable even with these threats here that you can push him.
Yeah, I didn't realize that their Ryan was so low. Actually, no one was calling that. Looking back on this, I'm like, should just kill that guy. But yeah, contesting the off angle is really, really important as a off tank, because you never want to let someone just free fire from an off angle. They'll be able to shoot behind shields, just free farm ult charge, and it'll just be a pain for your supports.
The concept of off-angling and flanking is very important to understand as an off-tank, so I want to elaborate a little bit on what Guru is doing here. An off-angle, simply put, is any angle that isn't the main one that's being shielded or protected by the enemy team. The most extreme version of off-angling is flanking, where a character will take a long route around to get direct access to characters who would usually be protected by tanks. In Overwatch, a well-timed flank is one of the most lethal and powerful things there is. That is why as an off-tank, it is your job to patrol the off-angles in whatever capacity they come. It's your job to constantly check these off-angles and flanks to make sure no one gets into your backline for free. And for that same reason, it's also very good for you as the off-tank to sometimes flank and off-angle yourself. Because if you've checked and cleared the off-angles, and there's no one there, well then, you might as well get in there yourself. In the footage we have from Guru's game, we can see that his Ryan is holding the angle down main next to this little billboard area, and he's facing the side from where the attackers are coming from. The enemy Sigma is on a subtle off angle, meaning that if he's not contested, he'd be able to shoot people from around our Reinhardt shield, which is why it's important for Guru to make sure that he can't do that, and that is exactly what he does.
But yeah, I could have just right-clicked the Ryan. He dies anyways, nice.
Yeah, he dies, so nice. We're doing a good job. Now your Ryan goes down, so you bubble Lucio, because he's in a bit of trouble. So what are you thinking now? Like your Ryan is dead and the fight is still kind of very live. What are you thinking?
Yeah. So I'm trying to survive for the next 4 seconds so I can hopefully push up with my bubble, because if I push out in the open right now, I will just get blasted. They have a Torb. I don't know where his turret is. They're just free firing, right? So I won't be able to close this gap without my bubble.
So again, playing around your bubble, right? What we spoke about at the start, like playing around the timing of your bubble.
Exactly.
Okay, so yeah, you're just kind of right-clicking to contest. Yeah, just AD juking, again, just trying our best to survive.
Yeah, most people I think would have died there. I take pride in my AD strafe, but yeah, just hiding behind the cover would have been easier, for sure.
Yeah, but again, so if you get put in an awkward spot, make the most of it.
Yeah. Next job here is to take high ground. High ground is, I'm sure you talk about it all the time, how important it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we go. We're gonna see. So basically, the point has gone over to the red team here. So yeah, the important part I would say is patience, right? Like making sure you don't just run in because they've got the point. Like wait for the right opportunity. I think that's what we're gonna see Guru do here. So poking from this high ground, as you can see, they're all clumped up. So getting fat right clicks here, building very quickly. Like each of these right clicks is getting like 10% towards Graviton Surge. So very nice. We're just using our bubble to keep ourselves alive. One thing I like there, actually, I want to go back and point this out. So one thing I like here is that a lot of Zaryas, they would bubble right here, right? So immediately when they see the amp go down, a lot of Zaryas would bubble, but you actually wait till you take a shot first, and then you bubble afterwards. So basically what I understand what you're doing, maybe you correct me if I'm saying anything wrong, but the way when I play Reinhardt, for example, I'm always trying to maximize my health versus my shield. So I'm not going to let all my damage go to my health or let all my damage go to my shield. I'm going to take a little bit of body damage and a little bit of shield damage. It looks like that's what you're doing here with Zarya too, where if you just pop bubble, it'll break quicker and you'll have still 400 health. Whereas right now you take a bit of health damage, then you get your bubble out. So while your bubble's protecting you, somebody can heal you back up. You're kind of maximizing the resources. Is that fair?
They can heal me up and I could get out of my area safely. Plus, you don't know if they're going to break your bubble. If you wait a sec, then you can also get more poke in if you like take damage. But here, obviously not going to peek this. I got headshot by the Kree through a window. So
yeah,
not going to peek that anymore.
Yeah, definitely we don't re-peek until we're healed up. And that's what, again, Guru's going to do. He's going to get a little bit of healing. Then he goes back. Again, just very cautious here, guys. You know, there's an amp matrix here, so he just right-clicks and gets back out of LOS. Right-click and back out of LOS. Again, takes a headshot. Just going to chill out. Okay. So you're grabbing here. Is this kind of called out and planned, or is this just you see his chance and you go for it?
Yeah. Oh, you always got to call your grabs. I really want to get this Kree in there, but I guess he's a little sneaky weasel.
Yeah, he gets out. So looks like you're going to go contest him. So again, this is again contesting the off angle, right? Like contesting the guy, because there was a lot of people who were just worried about the grav here, but you're worried about the Kree here.
Yeah, I mean, my team could kill the grav, but if there's someone on the off angle, like Kree is so busted, dude. Who knows what he could do. So always just trying to put up a fight. Even if I die, like it's fine. I don't think I might. Oh,
okay, so looks like their Sig's flux gets interrupted. Yeah, you guys are gonna hit the W. Very nice. So, I mean, nice fight win, right? Nice patience. You played around your bubbles. You played around your grav. Is there like a sort of cheat sheet that you have for who you look to grav?
Always Baptiste, because like his E, it's an ult. If you're tracking it, then it doesn't really matter who you focus in the grav. Like if they don't have lamp, pretty much. But anybody with defensive abilities. So if Zarya might have a friendly bubble coming up or a personal bubble, go for her. Anyone with like abilities down, essentially. But most of the time, it's Bap. And you don't always have to go for the grav. Sometimes I use grav just for CC so I can focus someone else, like as you saw there. That's like a frequent thing. So I'll like grab a group of people and then I'll focus the person who's not in grav because, you know, the people who are in grav are occupied.
Yeah, it makes sense. So don't be a sort of a grav bot where it's like, oh, I got to get 3 people and then shoot the shield. Because I think a thing I see frequently is people grav Reinhardts and then the Reinhardt will just hold his 1600 shield up and they never die. So yeah, be more flexible, I guess, is what you're saying.
100%, yeah.
Waiting for the enemy team to do something, so we're just chucking right clicks.
Trying to see if I get any hit markers. I really don't want them to cross right there. Ideally, like we engage on them, but it is comp, so you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's not always perfect execution, right? Like your team doesn't exactly do what you should. Like I said, in McCree high noons, you alternate bubbles.
Scaring me looking at it.
Yeah, so it looks like, you know, you just kind of dance around it, where you use your bubbles to protect and then you dance around. Again, you go for the Sigma. Now the Kree. Nice. Yeah, again, what I really like here is that you're contesting the off anglers, right? It's not like a bunch of damage done to Reinhardt shield. Immediately you're like, kill the Sigma, kill the Kree, right? Because these are the lethal threats.
Yeah, and the tanks, they just, you know, they stay alive longer. The BAP's obviously going to be focusing the lamp, all his healing into the Rein. The Rein's going to have speed, beat, all that. So always pay attention to off angles.
Okay. So round 2.
So they're running the Sigma again.
Again, you're patient with your bubbles. You're waiting for the right chance. Here we go. Push the Sigma. Now we get a nice 40. Another nice 40, basically. So very nice. We're high charge. We're pressuring. And here's that off angle, right? We're just kind of poking from another spot. Nice. Very nice. So this is the damage output there. Ryan gets a counter
notice how I'm just in and out with the right clicks. Because standing there's like a cooldown on your right click, essentially. Even though you can't see it, there's a cooldown. So I'm tossing the right click and then I'm hiding because there's no point in standing out there. I'm going to take way too much damage because that's where the enemy team is looking. So I can't hold left click on somebody. I don't have my bubble up. So in and out, in and out.
Yeah, and you can see that it even forces a McCree flashbang with misses because you're kind of just abusing the natural cover basically, right? Whether this is with this pillar or whether you do it, let's just say you do it with this natural corner. Yeah, it's very important, like Guru's saying there, to min-max getting the right-click damage out while avoiding taking damage yourself. So really nice. I think that's the pressure that kind of forces the Kree out and gets him dead, and then yeah, nice fight win.
But yeah, target priority, it's like Bap and McCree always. The Kree can change fights with like one flash, one fan, the hammer. So just like pretty much always those two if you can. But obviously anybody, if you're a high charge Zarya, is a kill target.
Back we go to the high ground. Oh, there Ryan seems to have flown in. Okay, now we got a window.
Ooh, this is my favorite, shooting right clicks in the window. I think I get someone here.
Oh,
Look at that.
nice.
That guy was half health. Look at this guy. The shoot right clicks through the window is so insane. Look at this Torp's health, dude.
Yeah, so when you approach, he's like, yeah, he gets hit by something and then yeah, the half health deletion. It's very nice. So yeah, you might think Zarya is not a person who can benefit from Amp Matrix, but she definitely can with the right clicks, guys. And just using our bubbles when the fight's in what we call the mid fight, right? We know we've killed the Torb, so we know he's not gonna be back for a while, which means we know the enemy team's not gonna push for a while. So we can use a bubble to keep ourselves 100 energy, so that when the fight starts, we'll be very high.
I want to engage here. I really do.
Oh, very nice,
dude.
Very nice. So now again, getting this pick off. Always looking for these right clicks. Someone steps out of position. Another kill, another stagger, another 10 seconds burned for them. And looks like we're going to aggress. So that's...
Yeah.
Talk me through this. You got the kill on the BAP. You think, okay, they don't have an immo. Let's go?
Yeah. So a kill on a BAP is way better than a kill on a Torb. Because Immortality Field, it's like they have 4 ults with that. Just like if they had 0 ults built, they have 4 ults with 1 character from the BAP. Because that character is just so OP right now. So it's basically like I see the BAP field that just like covers so many people's mistakes and can bail them out of so many bad situations. So if they don't have that, man, it's free. It's such a free team fight. Because we have one of those and they don't. I call for Ace to do something here. Wait, he does something.
Okay, so it looks like, yeah, we're just not quite able to push it. But the idea was there, right? We were trying to pressure. We're trying to see if we can get a fight.
It's kind of a far rotate anyway. Like, if we happen to catch them off guard, then cool. But if we didn't, then we didn't.
Okay, so looks like they're going to rotate back. We're hiding a little bit just to keep it sneaky. Bubbles to protect ourselves from the Sigma Flux. Your Ryan slams. There's your immo. Okay, so let's break down this grav then. So
I could tell I was just being patient. I'm like, okay, are we gonna die to the 5 ults that they have? I mean, it's one of the only ults we have, so it's totally okay to save it. We could always win the next fight. But if they're busting out a lot of ults, you don't know if you're gonna win that necessarily. So I was just waiting for the aftermath, trying to keep everybody up with my bubbles and not take damage so my supports could focus other people.
Yeah, so is it fair you were kind of looking to kind of see, when they kind of rushed in, because they got a little bit of an edge on you guys, right? They rushed in and got a little bit of an edge.
Yeah.
So was it fair to say that you were kind of looking to see, okay, well, how many people live at the end of all of this, and then decide if you're going to grab or not?
Yeah, and maybe I could have just grabbed right at the beginning before they all left the choke. That would have been fine too.
Okay, and then the grav dragon. So now we know we saw the lamp come out as well, so we know it's not going to last for the duration of our grav. We get the grav dragon. We're now up 2. Oh, nice bubble to try and save you, Ryan. Doesn't quite, but almost. Yeah, annoying Lucio. We almost focused him down, but looks like our Hanzo will finish off the Torb. And again, guys, min-maxing the health, right? Like waiting last minute before we drop down. We immediately cut LOS. We get to cover. Happy days.
Yep.
Okay, so again, you're being very aggressive because you know you got some kills, right?
Yeah, instantly back at farming ult charge here. But I have to be careful because I think I am down a couple. Yeah, Ryan just got back.
Yeah, again, though, I think it seems like, just because you have the bubble, you can be a bit more aggressive, know your limits, and then, you get out when it's like, okay, they're pushing, I've got bubble, let's get out. Okay, so they beat the window. Okay, Molten Core, he dropped. Oh, this Lucio's dumb. Nice.
Yep. Standing in the Torbolt.
Yeah, so the
Nice.
Torbolt, that's okay. We probably didn't realize Torbolt was there. But again, I noticed you were trying to kill the Torb turret. And yeah, it just looks like you guys won from the pressure of your engagements there. You know, you guys had nice engagements and you won as a consequence. Okay, final point. Yeah, this is good. I'd love to break this down. So when you see this come out, like, how does that change your approach?
Ideally, we just like rush on a Sigma or run on whoever, but it's gonna be kind of hard because they're gonna be playing really, really far back. So let's just see how I play this.
All right. So yeah, as promised, they're already very, very far back. They're very split. And I know this is where a lot of people struggle because, you know, with the Rein Zarya, you ideally want to just run in and brawl. Like you said, you know, having an enemy Rein Zarya makes things very simple because you know what to do. So let's see how your team approaches breaking this down.
Yeah, sorry, start walking towards Sigma. And honestly, we don't have to do much because we can just cap the point. They won't be able to push us out without spamming us down for a few, you know, a minute or two.
Yeah, so again, you may not be able to control all your teammates, guys, but if you can, you know, get in voice or just try and shot call a little bit, yeah, you know, you guys are better on point. So looks like you guys are just going to play point. They eventually have to come to you if they don't want to just give it up for free. And as long as nobody gets picked on the flank, we should be all right. So, in fact, we get the pick on the flank, so that's nice. As far as engaging, we're going to use it for some nice bubble charge. Okay, so yeah, we just get the flip. Now there is a lot of pressure coming in from them, so let's see how you guys approach this.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that you have the flip, go ahead.
Realistically, the only thing that matters is holding the point, and they are going to have a really, really tough time, you know, capturing it. So I'm looking for the ball. I'm looking for maybe an off angle if I see an opportunity come up. So if I see someone isolated that's pretty close or whatever. The only person that's going to get a pick here probably is like the Ashe and the ball, and if my team's playing out of line of sight, it's probably fine.
So yeah, I like that kind of as the point flips, you immediately think, okay, we don't all have to huddle up here now. We can spread as well because they have to eventually come here, and if they come here, then we'll fight. So yeah, just play. It is an objective-based game, guys. You know, play the thing that's going to win you the round, and in this case, it's controlling the point, and that means now you can off angle now that you do control the point. Okay, so again, keeping our energy healthy. We're just pressuring the Sigma. Oh,
Oof.
Another nice right-click kill. We get the Zen.
Never.
Yeah, if you know where to shoot your right clicks, you get good at them. Dude, it's so OP. Like, how often does that happen to that Zen from a Zarya right click? Not too often, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and we've already seen you get these consistently, so it's not a luck thing, guys. You know, clearly Guru has a very good understanding.
I've been playing Zarya every day since May of 2016, so I have some experience on her.
Okay, so now we're going for a little flank, which I like. The Ashe poops us back. And again, so I think another lesson to take here for players, don't obsess because you once committed to the flank, right? I think a lot of players, they'd go here, they'd see the Ashe and the Ana. Oh, I can kill the Ashe and the Ana. Then they get booped back and they'd still keep running and chasing. But again, you know, you tried it. It didn't, you know, she booped you back. Okay, fair play, I'm back. I'm going to back up to safe spot.
It's more about the pressure, right? Like, I'm probably not going to get a kill there, but I'm pressuring them, making it so they can't do what they want to do. I know I'm probably not going to get a kill there in a 1v2 situation, but just pressuring them, getting out, doing something. Because what else would I be doing? Sitting there shooting right clicks at the Sigma, maybe.
And I think anytime you can force people to not be looking at your team as a tank is a good thing, right? So that time the Ashe spent on you is time she's not spending peppering your Reinhardt or anyone behind his shield, right? Same for their Ana. That's time she's not spending looking for like a nice nade on your team.
Yeah, no reason to go engage necessarily because we have point. No reason.
Yeah, so again, just gonna be patient. Right, just gonna be patient.
Yeah.
Their ball switches to Zarya, and again now you're trying to exploit that you know sneaky angle. Again, because you have your personal bubble, right? You feel comfortable doing this?
Yeah, personal bubble. I'm sitting at like 40 energy. Yeah, and they gave up the space, so why not take it?
So it does get a little bit hairy, but we get the pick, right? We get the frag, and again, it comes about by this sort of move here. What I think is a good tip for people is like Yeah, in these sort of down times when people aren't paying attention, that's a good time to try something like this, right? When you know that they're not quite on your team yet, they're not actually killing your team yet, so you have the time to get yourself in a position like this. And Guru does that. He spots the Zarya kind of, okay, I think I can get her. And the Sig, and he just goes. He's got his personal bubble for any trouble as the Ashe starts peppering. Pressures him down. The Zarya dies. Our Reinhardt comes in to back us up. We're good.
No, that was really well explained. And I just went for the target that was easy. I saw the Zarya out of position, no personal bubble, no speed boost. She was basically feeding. Like, yeah, basically feeding. So.
Nice. And again, it goes back to what you said earlier, right? Like, go for the targets that have used their cooldowns.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go, case in point. And again here, the Sigma shield is out. It's a long call down time. We almost get him, his healers help him, but in the meantime, they're not helping their Pharah, right? So again, distracting people is also a way of confirming kills, right? That time spent healing their Sigma was time not spent healing their Pharah. And now our team's just doubling on this Ana.
Yeah.
And again, those right clicks.
Oh, wait, no, never mind. So I could have went, so if you want to go back, I could have went main with my team there, but I just want to make sure there was no one, you know, that Ana wasn't sneaking out. I couldn't necessarily see. So I just instantly book it. This is just something like a habit that's instilled in me. I just went to go clear the off angle and no one was there. So I was a bit behind, but you know, ended up being, it's fine.
Yeah, so here you're just double checking, right? You're just double checking like, oh, is there someone else here in case maybe? Because again, I think another important thing, at least in this meta, is that even when the fight is quote unquote won, one of the most lethal things is a DPS who hangs around and then gets like 2 to 3 exit frags, right? Like gets kills before the fight ends. And as a Zarya, it's your job to make sure that doesn't happen, right? Or just as an off tank in general.
Yeah, and when you're playing against people like Kevster, that stuff kind of happens often. You never want to let a DPS do what he wants to do.
Exactly. So, yeah, just a quick check, make sure that's not there, and then we can push up with our team. We get a nice right click on the Ana, which helps the McCree confirm the kill. And again, we're sitting pretty, 100 energy, 69%, nice. Grav in place. Okay, so solo grab, or almost. Oh, actually, it gets quite a few more people, but that was intended as a solo grab, right, on the Sig?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Or did you
I wanted
know
to
there
kill
was
him with the grab. I wanted to kill him with the grab. For sure. He was like my target.
Let's have a look at this. Yeah, sweet. Grab the save. So again, like you said, you know, don't be too precious about the grab. And it looks like your Hanzo will follow up with the dragon. It's very nice. Easy peasy. And now that they don't have a Baptiste, you don't even have to worry, right?
Yep.
And now they're getting desperate. They have to touch. You're just going to patrol point, make sure nobody touches.
Yeah, they have to come to me at this point, so...
It's like somebody made it. Oh, the Mercy, I think, flew in and started the touch. She dies for it.
Bobby boy.
Nice boop from your Lucio. GG. Make sure you play around the timing of your bubbles. Try to save your aggression for times when you have your personal bubble ready. That will allow you a chance to flank or take dangerous positions while still staying safe. And if you can communicate with your team, you can have them wait to go in until your ally bubble is ready. When it comes to getting charged, don't be afraid to be patient either. If you time your bubble right, the energy will come on its own, and it will be more important to save a teammate who really needs that bubble. Off-angling is a concept everybody should understand, but for off-tanks, it is extra important. So make sure you're always watching the off angles and flanks and shutting down the threats from there. And if you get the chance, take those positions for yourself. When using Graviton Surge, but even generally, try to focus on targets who've used up their key cooldowns. People like Bap and Zarya are dangerous because their cooldowns can save other people. So if they don't have them, that is the perfect time to strike. But just because you do grab someone doesn't mean you have to focus on the grab itself. As Guru said, sometimes the most dangerous target is still outside the grab, so make the mature decision and focus on them. And that's all I got for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to do all the usual YouTube BS, like, subscribe, comment. But if you'd like to support me directly, do consider my Patreon, the link for which is in the video description. If you want to see more of Guru, check out his socials, also in the video description, and he's got some great Zarya and Diva content on his YouTube channel, as well as a regular stream you guys can check out. But that's it from me. I'll be back before you know it with another video. See you guys soon.